You know they got that same name, but different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. They got that same name, different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. We gon' laugh, have a good time. Just sit back and elevate your mind.
Welcome everybody to City Keisha-N-Kountry Keisha. Okay, now you know we've been doing a bunch of hype about this podcast we're doing, right? Everybody's been kind of hitting us up, showing us love on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. So we thought we'd represent on this first episode.
We could not keep y'all away from our private conversations. We had to bring it to the masses.
Bring it to the masses. So we gon' okay, go ahead.
You're going to enjoy it.
Okay. We're going to jump right in. Let's jump right in.
Jump right in.
All right, so we decided we'd start off with talking a little bit about
let's go with some Black history.
Oh, wait, no. We got to go with the what you know no good.
What you know no good. All right,
in politics, what is up with your boy Donald Trump?
The duck. Okay, let me tell you about the duck. First of all, he got this issue with Stormy Daniels. And guess what, y'all? Stormy is a porn star. Oh, my God. I bet you Obama is doing jump jacks and like, what? What? Y'all wanted him? Now you got him.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Okay, and guess what? I'm like, go Stormy. I never knew as a black woman, educated black woman, that I would be cheering on a white porn star.
You went there, Keisha, but guess what? Donald Trump can try to hide all he wants. He can try to do all kind of conspiracies. He can pay as many people as he wants, but he know he was over there getting spanked.
Okay, so here's the controversy. Stormy Daniels said she was paid off. Donald Trump said he knew nothing about it. So he's in a catch-22. Because if you knew nothing about it, then how is the NDA going to stand up? The non-disclosure agreement. So if you didn't know anything about it, she can talk, right? There's nothing to not disclose.
The person who probably don't know nothing about it is the one who was messing with Donald Trump, because what you know no good.
Can I say you who would lay up with him? I'm just like, porn star, right. You just lay up with anybody.
You're making my ears hurt with all of that, because I can't even think about it. I ain't talking about your life. Okay, all right, here we go. We're going to keep on moving. Let's talk about this whole sending the National Guard to protect the borders. I know, got to talk about it.
This man just don't know what he doing. They said they wanted someone who didn't know anything about politics. And
you know what that noise is? The tiniest violin. He need to get a life.
I say let's send the National Guard to the White House and protect America from him. Okay.
See, this is the stuff I'll be talking about. So from a city perspective, when you think about our president, what do you think, from a country perspective, what do you think country folks down in Alabama thinking?
Lord have mercy, we done got us a massa in the White House. We thought we got rid of the massas, and here come a massa. Right after the good black man, here come a massa.
I can't mess with you. All right, our last issue on politics will be gun control. Now, as an educator, I have to be very honest with you. You know we live in Florida, and they're talking about arming all the teachers with guns. Okay, so here's my first issue with that. If they're going to take $26 million or plus some to train and do all these things to educate teachers, why not take that money and put it in my bank account? I looked at how much I make. Jesus, I see where everybody's striking all over the place, and you want to spend money trying to give me one more job to do? Why don't you pay me for my first job?
Well, hold on, Keisha, stop. You know what gets me is we fight the symptom and not the disease. What are we doing? First of all, if I hear another person say gun don't kill people, why they don't?
People kill people.
People kill people. And now the new thing is that I saw today is that mental illness kill people. So I'm gonna go back on that. If mental illness
rewind.
Then why can't we get free health care to get these people some help?
What you know no good.
I don't want that Obama to care for me. I don't need Obama to care. I'm going to get someone, let the teachers protect me. No, you need Obama to care. Because your ass needs some therapy up in here.
All right, we're going to move on to pop culture. Now, your boy Fabulous, right? We got a few little songs that I like. But the one thing I do not like is him putting hands on women.
Hey, the video don't lie.
You're not too fabulous right now, Fabulous.
Well, and what's sad is the kids involved.
You heard them screaming in the back,
Yes.
like, oh.
And Emily, we've been watching Emily on TV, and everybody's been screaming, Emily, you stupid. Emily, you stupid. Emily, you stupid.
Well, you know what? I think like this. You know, you can't help who you love. You know, I'm just on the other side. You can't. I get it. And so everybody only sees a snapshot, and that's the sad part about social media. So my heart goes out to their family as a whole, that any dysfunction they have, that they just seek some help and try to get some help.
City Keisha is so sentimental. Country Keisha, I'm from the country. Let me go and tell you right now. I ain't got time for this. We done told Emily to get away from Fabulous. When she was on the show the first time and met Fabulous' girlfriend, and she was like, huh? I'm his girlfriend. Baby, I'm sorry. See, it just escalated. And then you had a baby after all of that. And I don't condone domestic violence. I just say, Emily, save yourself and your children. That's all I'm saying.
All right, well, let's move on past that, because, you know, I do agree, but we gonna pray for them. Tyrese is having a baby. What?
Tyrese is a baby. Did y'all see that video he released crying, talking about he need $1 million?
What? No.
Yes. And then he was begging for everybody to help him. And then you gonna have a baby. You know, like I know, children cost what?
Okay, but here's my whole thing. Where did that money go? Was he buying them cars from the movies he was in? What was that? The
Fast and
yeah. What is going on, Tyrese?
Well, what is going on is Tyrese said that the child support is hurting him. So you have another baby?
Oh, child support is taking all your money?
And you's a lie. Stop, don't blame that on the child. We know the system.
I need that. I need to know what judge issuing stuff like that, because I know tons of women who would love to go see him.
Okay, and I'm sitting here going, you make millions, and you have not been working. You've always been working.
Yeah.
So I don't even understand why the tears and the crying was going on. It made me really pissed off, because there are mothers out here who are doing it with less money.
What?
And ain't on Instagram.
How do you know that? How you know that? How you know
I'm
that?
one of them. I'm like, dude, for real?
Instead of saying balling on the budget, you momming on the budget, right?
Yeah.
What?
Guess what? Budget is my life. It's my middle name. And guess what? I'm from the country. I can make it work. I'll grow me some tomatoes.
She's just ignorant, I tell you.
It's all right.
Okay.
But we eating good in the country. I don't know nobody starving in the country.
What y'all eat, maters and...
We eat maters and taters, baby. Maters and taters.
All right, well, look. Your favorite person right now, Monique. What is going on? I think Whoopi probably said it best. She first needs to get rid of her husband as the manager. But on top of that, speak on this whole Netflix deal.
Okay, Monique, I love you, boo. I love you. You are wonderful. You're great. You got an Oscar. You're great. I'm going to give you all those props. But, baby, Netflix is hitting the black community in a spot where we are watching Mudbound. We are watching Roxanne. We're watching...
Yeah, the one stories, like they took the rap stories and made them, and they've been doing their thing.
So you want us to start watching Netflix?
What's that? Orange is the New Black? Got some of them sisters then came up.
And I'm like, you want us to stop watching Netflix because they offered you $500,000. Bitch, I ain't getting $2. What is you talking about? I ain't got no sympathy for you. What is you talking about?
Calm down. Okay, all right. See, this is what happened when Country Keisha, now she done passed out, y'all. We got to revive her. When she gets excited about stuff like that. But here's the deal. Monique, you have got to listen to wise counsel. It's almost like everybody else, okay? You know, pick your battles. I'm not trying to say, City Keisha's not trying to say that you don't have a valid complaint, but it's more personal and than it is racial than it is anything else. And I just think when you attach the racial part to it, you do a disservice to other people who really do have racially charged issues, because then you kind of like water it down. So I think sometimes when you just jump out there and get all in your feelings, just take a second and listen to some people. Whoopi tried to console you. I mean, come on, you done came up against Tyler, Whoopi, Daniels. Dang. I mean, like, come on now. They be giving millions away to black college students and stuff like that. And I'm not saying they making the best decisions and everything, but you just gonna have to take a step back. And when you want to get Keisha behind you, you definitely gonna have to come on a different level other than that. Because I don't think she buying into the whole $500,000, huh?
Well, I think for me, it is a racial issue.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because black women get paid the least. I feel that black women get paid the least. And when you look at...
Okay, wait now. Let's go back. Shonda Rhimes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you got, what's the little store with, what's the one?
Out of 100 million...
Now, wait.
Oprah, you can name them and count them like this.
But I'm talking about the women that they employ.
But let me say this about...
All the women that come on.
Let me say this about
Sister's been coming up since remember old girl Halle Berry when she won that Oscar, baby. Sister's been on the...
Halle Berry had to take one to the age.
Listen, no.
So let me say this. Black women are paid the least. Let me say this about black women. We know how to make the system work for us. Monique, the system is not working. If you're going to go head up against the system, then you know you're going to lose money. You're going to lose money if you're going to fight it that way. But I say fight from the inside, not the outside. Don't alienate yourself. Get in the inside and start making power moves. But this on the outside, we can't help you, sister. We are the minority. Remember?
Well, I think Country Keisha has spoken. So we're going to move on to our next segment, to be or not to be. This is where we pick a topic and we speak from a married perspective and from a divorce perspective. City Keisha is still married, and Country Keisha is
happily divorced.
Okay.
Go ahead, girl.
So the topic this week is the issue of sex versus intimacy.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, and I just want to know is it one and the same? Do you think?
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, you read books.
As any prostitute is not the same. Let me just get that straight right now. Carry on.
I mean, see, this is the type of stuff I be talking about. Okay, ask Stormy Daniels. Okay, because she did say, no, listen, Stormy Daniels said they asked her if she liked the sex with Donald Trump, and she was like, no. But anyway, okay, so.
$134,000.
Ooh, wait, so, yeah. You can put a price on it? Can you put a price on it?
I can't put a price on it.
I can't
it's
either.
Priceless. I'm sorry. And Donald Trump can't even sniff it. I wouldn't have sex with him with your vagina.
Okay, so when we talk about sex and intimacy, what is the difference?
The difference is one, I think, has a little bit more emotional connection involved.
For women or for men?
For both.
See, because when you think about emotional connection, you stretch it when it comes to men and sex. But I guess intimacy would be that way, right?
I did
like
make
when
a man cry.
You did.
I did.
But see, was it being intimate or was it during sex?
It was during sex.
See?
But it was emotional.
So you're saying it was some intimacy happen. Y'all know she lying, but we gonna roll with it.
Please cut this out.
We not cutting this out. Okay, so.
I'm not lying.
Okay, I believe that. Okay, I think you. All right.
That was City Keisha.
You's a lie. Well, okay, we're gonna keep it moving. All right, so from a married perspective, I think that the older you get and the longer you've been in a relationship, the more intimacy you yearn for. When you're younger and you got the vitality and energy and, every time you look at him or he look at you, you like rabbits. But as you get older, it takes a little bit more, especially with women sometimes, and men even sometimes, to just kind of like get aroused. And so when somebody does something, intimacy can be just like cooking a meal or running a bath or, brushing past you or, rubbing you on the back of your neck. So those type of things. And it's like that foreplay thing, but it's a sign of intimacy because that means that you thought enough about me that you were concerned with, just my needs for a second. And that's what I think the key to intimacy is, when you are concerned about another person's needs. In sex, you just like, okay, listen, I'm gonna get mine, you get yours, and hopefully everybody be happy.
I'm good.
So from a divorce perspective, when you're dating, that's what I'm asking you, are you looking for those same things?
from a divorce perspective, it's kind of hard because you're out here being single, but I think the main concern is to know the difference. I think women, as single women, we don't know the difference between someone just having sex with us and someone who wants to be intimate with us.
Okay.
So, and we found out from
Do
one
you
of,
shy away from the intimacy because?
sometimes if I don't want it, and I
Okay.
don't like you,
Okay, all right.
I don't care what you do. If I don't like you, I don't like you.
Okay.
And that's me. But one of our friends spoke on the fact that women, it takes about 20 minutes to get aroused. Men, it take about 20 seconds.
It kind of depends.
No, but we're just saying,
20 minutes though, like
yes, because it's here.
I get it, but I don't need 20 minutes.
No. Let me say
Okay.
this. If the intimacy happened early in the day, you're getting aroused because something happened earlier, and you
No,
want-
but you know how guys, they say, are a lot more visual. So my thing is that I feel like women, we're visual as well. So like we can think or have a thought about a moment we had or something, and before we even make it home, we like, what's up?
But that's 20 minutes. Like,
20 minutes? No.
Oh, you make it home. Okay. So
Oh,
let
before
me
I make
say-
it home. What if
Yeah,
you?
I'm saying it's
I don't
really
live 20
your-
minutes from my house.
But I'm just saying the seed has been planted.
What if the seeds are planted in men?
But I'm saying for men, they can walk in and you like this, and they'll be like, "I'm ready," and you be like, "Wait a minute, bro. I just read a book. I'm doing
So you
something."
trying to say if you come home being divorced and your man say, "Hey, I'm gonna surprise you. I'm gonna cook dinner." You get home, he got dinner, it smell good. You turn the
That's
corner and
20
he's
minutes.
standing there. Hold on, bucky necky with over the stove, getting ready to sauce it up your food. It's gonna take you 20 minutes from watching him butt naked to be ready to go.
It's gonna take me 20 minutes to
What?
get aroused because
Ow!
let me say this, because my brother, that's all good. That's on point. Thank you. But yeah, it's gonna take a little bit
Okay,
more.
well, that's not for everyone. And once you hear this podcast, we would love to hear you reply to this particular topic, either on our Twitter page at citykeisha.countrykeisha, on our Instagram, citykeisha.countrykeisha, or you can hit us up on Facebook, same address, citykeisha.countrykeisha. So I would love to hear what other women have to say about that. So we're going to move on.
And
Okay,
Country
go ahead.
Keisha, the divorce Keisha has said, and I have
Did you say the
spoken-
what?
The divorce Keisha.
Divorced. Okay.
Yeah, I'm divorced.
I thought you said the voice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're drinking.
Clear that country crap up. Oh, God. Okay. Let's move on. Our next segment, Dear Daughter-in-Law. Now, we both not only are named Keisha,
We both have boys.
we both have boys. She has birthed 3. I've birthed 1 and raised 2. And so we thought we'd do a little segment to speak directly to the women.
That would be our future daughter-in-laws.
Huh. Okay. So for all of those moms out there with sons and those who just have boys, we would also love to hear from you to see what topics you would like for us to discuss or mention in our Dear Daughter-in-Law section. But today we're going to talk about, can you
Cook, clean,
do you know how to?
wash clothes.
Okay. Because your man,
Don't know how to do that. Iron.
okay. Now, and it just depends. Like, there were some moms that did a lot of that for their kids, and there's some, like, for the ones that I had around here, because I was so busy with stuff, they had to learn how to do a lot of stuff on their own. So they know how to cook certain things or whatever. But I think my biggest thing, if I had to talk to my daughter-in-law, was that you have to really be ready for a guy who really loves his mom. And who's been, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you can mess them up. And a lot of times, you know, you can be hurt by a few jokers and you get a good guy and he can really be a good guy and you don't appreciate him. And I think that happens a lot, even, you know, in older women, but definitely in these young millennials. Like, you guys have to kind of back up a little bit and really take notice of what you got. Because I think my baby come from some great stock, both of my boys.
All right, I hear you. So I'm going to say this to my future daughter-in-law. I don't want to know your business. I don't care about y'all business. Keep it to yourself. I'm not that older generation that want to get involved. I don't want to be involved. So whatever, when you get him, you get him. I want to visit. And when I visit, I want the house to be clean. I don't care which one of you cleaned it. But somebody better clean it when I visit. And you don't have to spend the night at my house. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, our next segment is called Hey Black Child. And we do this as like a moment in Black history. So we just want to kind of like share this today, this week, because two great things. Yesterday was the Dr. Maya Angelou birthday, and then
90th.
also 98th?
90th.
90th birthday, okay. And then we had the 50th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King's assassination. So we just want to address those. First, give a moment of silence, because we have to teach our children. I think our children are getting further and further away from their roots, their heritage. So we just want to say, hey, black child, you gotta know where you are and where you're going. And you have
hey,
to.
black child, people have paved the way. I know you think that we never had a struggle. I know you think we had rights all along, but we didn't.
That's true. And so we just want you to, you can live in communities and areas where you spend most of your time on social media and Instagram and different stuff like that. But just take a minute. If you see someone who's older or than you and they say something to you and want to offer you advice, or just to hold a few seconds conversation or smile with them and just say, how you doing? You guys have to pay respect to those who came before you, because definitely these cell phones, these videos, all this stuff, all the entrepreneur things I see on YouTube would not be available to you if it was not for those who paved the way. So, hey, black child, be respectful of those around you, of your elder people. Yes.
Hey, black child, learn your history. You can't go far if you don't know where you came from.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, let's go on about Dr. Maya Angelou. She changed my life.
Oh.
I want to tell y'all she changed my life. Country Keisha.
Okay.
Life got changed.
Okay, how was that?
I went to school at Alabama State, and I was given the assignment to read her autobiography. And I read a story, and then I went to the bookstore, and I ended up buying her book of poems. And her poems were just on point. They just touched me in a whole nother level. But her story is going back to that intimacy versus sex. Mm-hmm. She was a prostitute part of her life. Mm-hmm. And when she explained it in the book, she said it was the easiest job ever. Mm-hmm. Because she wasn't connected to any of that. You just keep yourself clean and roll over and move over, and you're good. But honestly, when she explained it that way, there's a difference between intimacy and sex. It was a job. Mm-hmm. It was just a job.
Well, I had the pleasure of actually up close and personal meeting and hearing from Dr. Maya Angelou. I had gone to a convention with my sorority, and she was the guest speaker. And her message was, be the rainbow in the cloud. And it was amazing how she had given that message. And she says, don't let nobody tell you too busy or you too this or you too that. You got to go out here and do the things, because somebody's got to do it. And everybody who sits around and talk about it, don't worry about them fools, And I was so inspired. I sat there and cried half the time, and I just felt like, oh my God, this bucket list, like to sit so close to her and to hear her speak and talk and share so many things. She was a woman that was definitely wise, and you saw just her testimony and everything that she did. So respects to Maya Angelou.
Well, and
phenomenal woman.
If you ever are in her presence or read anything she's ever done and it doesn't change your life, I think you're dead.
All right. Well, Keisha, here's your opportunity to provide us with some financial advice on the finance with
Keisha. But let me start off by saying that I have a background in accounting and business, and City Keisha has a background in education. That's why she's the smart one. Anyway, so let me give some advice to the single moms. One of the things that I know can be a dirty word is budget. Nobody wants a budget because nobody wants to follow one. But when you're living paycheck to paycheck or your funds are limited, you need to have a budget. And the first thing you need to do on your budget is pay yourself and work everything else around that. Put something away for you. Please, if you don't understand it, and I know I hear people saying that and nobody understands it. I don't care if it's $5, put it away just for you. And when you pay yourself first, you feel better. It makes you think about your finances. You can look and say, I don't need a Starbucks coffee today. I'm going to pay myself and bypass that Starbucks coffee. But those are some of the things that we need to look at as financially challenged beings. That means that just because you make less money doesn't mean that you have to go without a lot of things. You just got to learn how to budget it and make sure that you can make your money stretch. All my friends know I am very frugal. Is that right, City Keisha?
Is that the word they call it now?
As my brother said, I'm the cheapest woman he know.
You always getting on my back about spending money, and you're right, because I do need to cut back a lot and stuff, because I am a teacher by trade, and guess what? We all know teachers don't make any money. But anyway, so finance, let me ask you another question.
Go ahead and ask.
When you are paying yourself, I hear you, but a lot of people use that as an excuse to like run up debt, to avoid doing things that they need to be doing because they need to pay themselves. I know that's not what you mean.
No, that's not what I mean. Because let me say this, when you do a budget, you're going to prioritize your bills. So when you pay yourself, it's not at the expense of all your other bills. It's at the expense of the stuff that you don't need. Things that you don't need to spend your money on.
Like what?
Like Starbucks, like I just said.
Starbucks, you don't need that?
No,
You
you
could
don't.
You don't need coffee?
You don't need Starbucks. You don't need a $5 coffee. No, that's not
$5 for coffee?
Um,
My coffee is $2 at Starbucks.
But you don't have to buy a $2.
What?
You know what? I'm gonna leave City Keisha alone because this conversation is not gonna go well. Because for people who spend, they always need it.
Okay, you're right, and I'm getting better at that because honestly, I will go to Sam's and get the thing of Starbucks, and I spend $30 and it's got like 80 cups of coffee in it. So
No, but I'm saying
Is
you
that
don't
okay?
even need that.
listen, how
That
far?
$30 you could have put in your pocket.
You know what?
and
So,
bypass
and
that
what am I gonna do with the
You
$30?
can get Sam's Choice.
Okay, so you just said pay myself, right? So I'm gonna pay the $30 to myself and then do what with it?
You don't. The $30 is sitting there. That means you don't give Starbucks your money or Sam's your money.
So then what you gonna do with the money?
It's for you to have.
For what?
First of all, I don't like talking to people who don't understand the beauty of saving.
Oh, you didn't say saving.
I said saving.
You said to pay yourself. When I pay myself, I'm going out buying something. I mean, what are you saying?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm taking out money so I can spend on myself. That's why I told you to clear it.
Let me clarify that. In order to pay yourself, you need to be saving money. And for people who have limited funds, you need to have a rainy day fund. So the problem that most single moms have is they don't have a rainy day fund. So paying
My
yourself.
granddad used to call it mad money.
Mad money. Hey, and I'm from the country. Stick it on the mattress, whatever you need to do.
Rubber band it up. Okay, well that was a good tip. You know, if you have any comments about her financial piece, please again hit us up on any of the social media sites at citykeisha.country Keisha, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook.
And just so you know,
What?
we're going to have this segment every week. So this is just the first one. We're talking about paying yourself. We'll hit another one next week.
All right, so I'm gonna move into my expertise, one of them, and it is education. So my topic this week is how to get kids motivated to act in favor of a brighter future. You know, I teach children that are high school, so I teach 11th and 12th grade, but I mentor and I interact with children of all ages. And what I'm finding is our kids are becoming more and more lethargic, like they're not motivated to do anything, not complete high school, not plan for a future, not have any drive or motivation to do anything. And everybody has played a part in that. I think sometimes the teachers play a part in it because we get so bogged down with like all of the administrative things we have to do and lesson planning and make sure you check this box, that box, that we take the autonomy away from our kids. And two, I think the parents are doing it because it's like, hey, I'm working, I'm trying to do this, and everybody's on the hustle and bustle, and so you just got to get in where you fit in, and no one is sitting down talking to these children, exploring their ideas, figuring out what they want to do. I remember when DJ was little, my son, I used to pick him up from school, and I would turn off the radio and everything in the car, and we would ride in silence. Sometimes we'd take that 10-minute ride home in silence. Sometimes he'd talk my head off. But whatever it was, that was our time. And during that time, I wasn't fussing at him about cleaning up nothing, doing nothing, whatever. It was just our time to just bond as mother and son. And over the years, it made it easier for him to talk to me. It made it easier for us to like spend time together and do things, and it wasn't awkward or weird or when is this going to be over. I mean, he could spend hours and we can go places and do things because I built that relationship. So when you think about the relationships you build with your friends, you build with your opposite, your person, your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend, think about the relationship you build with your children. And is it always built around you fussing and cussing about something? Is it always built around you judging them about something? Is it always built around you trying to hustle and bustle through something? Sometimes you need to just sit back and chill. Pick a day. Just start with one day, or start with 1 hour, or start with one afternoon. You know, if it's the ride home from school, if it's on Sundays, like on Sundays, it's a no fuss day. We're not going to fuss about anything. I can ask questions. You can ask questions. There's no judgment, you know, and so you have to do that, because just imagine if you were on the receiving end of that, which a lot of us were growing up. There's a lot of things you hear from your parents, didn't talk about with. They don't know a lot about you because you just didn't want to hear it. I heard a girl tell me in class the other day, she had taken her mom's car, had gotten a flat tire. Her mom was blowing up her phone, and she was trying to fix the tire, get it situated, get it fixed, and she wouldn't pick up the phone for her mom because she knew all she was going to do was fuss, and she really needed her mom. And I just said, you know, when DJ was growing up, look, I might not fuss today. Call me if you get stranded, if something go on, if you need me or whatever, even if you did something crazy. And then the next day you might catch it. But on that day, I need you to trust me enough to know that I'm going to be there for you. So my whole thing is like, how do we motivate our kids? We motivate our kids by first building relationships. Now, I'm not saying being their friend and being their buddy and letting them be your bestie or whatever. But I'm saying if you build a relationship with them built on mutual respect and where you guys can communicate and talk to each other, kids are just like human beings. They want to be loved, they want to be disciplined, they want to be challenged, and so tap into that and don't force your opinions onto your kids. Let it be where they are actually sharing with you the things that they want, because for you want the best for them, but they can give you the best and be successful in the things that they like to do. It don't have to be in the things you tailor them to do. I remember one time my husband came to me and he was like, do we have anything else? This whole math thing ain't working out for DJ. And at that point, I realized how much he had a gift for gab, like his mama, of course. But he was really good at debating and doing things like that. So we started exploring the option of him becoming an attorney. And I felt like, okay, what if you never become an attorney? Wherever you fall in that line, you set your heights towards that. So then math no longer became an issue for us. If he got a B or A- out of math, we were good with it because he was killing it in language arts and history because he knew that was his strong suit. So I just want to encourage you got to be the advocate for your kids. Our children nowadays are going through so much stuff, and my heart goes out to them. And I know as parents, sometimes it's hard to just take a step back and go, okay, hold on. Hey, what's going on with you today? And literally look them in the face and let them just be uncomfortable with you staring them down and laugh with them or go dance out in the rain or do any of those type of things. So I just want to encourage you to reach into your kids' potential, figure out those things that motivate them and help them out.
All right, City Keisha, the gift for gab, we got you. So here go my take on it.
What? You don't get no take. Did I get it?
No, girl, be quiet. Let me tell you, I had a child out of wedlock, and I was 22 years old. And it was my first son, Artemon. And I was in a beauty shop. He was 4 years old. And he was sitting there talking to me, and the ladies were watching me because I was listening to him, and he would just talk to me like we're having a conversation. And when I got ready to leave, the lady said, I love the fact that you listen to him. And had a conversation with him. Mm-hmm. And he was a little taller, but he knew from then on that we could talk. And I do that now. I do the same thing that you do. When we're in the car, I cut everything off. And I usually have a bunch of boys, other people's children in my car, and I just listen to them talk. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I have to interject and make them look at it a certain way, a different way, which is, you listen to what they're saying and you go, wait a minute, let me tell you this. But it's the point where the kids get to be themselves. I never want my kids to be anybody else but who they want to be.
Yeah.
So you have to let them explore that.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so we're in agreement. That is definitely a shock. Okay. Well, before we go, I do want to talk about one thing that I saw on Facebook Live. My kids had it in school, and it was a situation where there were 3 individuals in a car. There was a young man, a girl in the driver's seat, and a guy in the back seat. And I guess they had went Facebook Live because they had a gun, and they was waiting for some people, and I guess they were beefing or whatever. And so the girl got all cocky and started talking about all this stuff, and she cocked the gun, and the gun went off and shot the passenger in the head. And you hear him gasping for air and the blood leaking out his head. And they got out the car and they ran. And it really did something to me, where it would for anybody to watch that live happening. But more importantly, it's like, going back to gun control, going back to, the whole beefing thing. I mean, like, our kids now are so angry about things, and they don't know how to manage their time. They don't know how to manage their emotions and their feelings. They don't know how to manage relationships. And it's all because everybody just think that they know. Because I hear people say it all the time, they should know better. They should know better. Well, how? Because if no one's ever taken the time to teach them or to share those things with them, how are they supposed to know better?
Say no one. Who do you mean? Parents.
Well,
put it where it's supposed to be.
And it's with parents, absolutely. But it took a village. There were aunts and uncles, there were grandparents. Because listen now,
this child, it's your responsibility.
And here's my only thing with that: there are a lot of people that birth children that were never meant to be parents and can't parent, and that's when other people step in. And don't act like you don't know some of them individuals, okay?
No,
so
I'm
where
just
you
saying
stepped
that
in and helped out, right? So we can talk about parents. I'm just saying adults, period. So before you judge a kid and say they should know something, why don't you have a conversation with them, or take the opportunity to teach them?
Well, let me add to that, City Keisha, because this happened a few years ago in my very small town, where some of the older people were saying, I can't tell them nothing because their mama get mad. Now, they never said anything to them, and the mama never said anything to them. And I'm like, why can't you tell them? If she get mad, so what? We're here as a village. If it's something of correcting, do it. We shouldn't look at these young people and be like, I'm scared they mama gonna say something.
You're right. And I don't. It don't even matter. I can be anywhere. And kids know love, and they know when you're doing something and you out of respect and you loving them instead of trying to put them on Front Street. And I do that all the time with my students in my class. They know how much I love them, to the point where sometimes they'll be trying to get my attention, and if I don't answer, they'll be like, Miss Keisha, So I feel that and I get that. So we just want to motivate you to, hey, we need a brighter future for some of these children, for all of them, as a matter of fact.
Come on, adults. Look at the Parkland people.
Yes.
Look at the kids. They are out here fighting for gun control. Why didn't we do this for them way before the shooting?
Yeah.
What is wrong with the adults in America? Mm-hmm. Somebody preach. Amen.
Amen. All right. Well, this is City Keisha.
Country Keisha.
She's drinking, y'all, so it took her a second.
I'm drinking apple juice.
Okay, well, and we all know that not to be true, right? Till next time, from the outhouse to the penthouse.
All right.
We out.
We out.
Two different point of views with the same name. We gon' stop. What they name is Keisha-N-Kountry. Keisha-N-Kountry. Oh, Keisha and Keisha.